welcome back for another video. Wishlist. We all have them for GTA 6, and while most people probably have reasonable things like more customization or better gunplay, I decided to curate a list of some goofy and wacky things that wouldn't make any sense, they wouldn't really benefit gameplay, but some of these things could be fun. And that's what we want. Fun. So you know how in GTA 4 and 5, if you get on a motorcycle and wait a few seconds, your character will automatically put on a helmet. This in turn makes you take less damage when you crash and fall off your bike, which makes sense. This got me thinking, what if we had the same system but for cars, and instead of helmets, we had seatbelts? This is how it would work. You get into a car, you wait a few seconds, and your character puts on their seatbelt. This would stop you from flying out your car when you crash at high speed, and it would also make you take less damage in any other crash. This system though would require the mechanic of you flying out your car in multiplayer, something that's missing in today's GTA Online. You can smash straight into a wall at 150 miles an hour and you would be completely fine. It does exist in single player, but a lot of times you just end up dead. This is another mechanic that is much better in GTA 4, but a seatbelt mechanic would be pretty gimmicky, and I don't know if a lot of people would use it, but it would add a layer of gameplay where you can risk standing still for a few seconds. If you're in a police chase, for example, and you need to get into a car, you'd need to balance the risk of going flying out your car or wait a few seconds, where in those extra seconds the police could catch up to you. Yeah, and the more I think about this idea, the more I hate it. But wait, we're gonna get even dumber because my next item on this weird wishlist is airsoft guns. Let me explain. So, you want to rob a store, but you don't have any guns. Yeah, that's a very weird starting point for a GTA game, but bear with me. You can't afford a real gun, so you head to Walmart or whatever stores sell airsoft guns, you pick up an M4 and you paint over the little orange tip on the front, you drive to the store you want to rob and you hold it up. Everything's going great until one of the witnesses gets aggressive with you. If you had a real gun, you could just shoot them and neutralize them, but since you have a non-lethal gun, and really a non-pain inflicting gun, if you shoot, people will know it's just an airsoft gun and they'd probably jump you and you failed the robbery. And then after the failed robbery you run out to your car and put your seatbelt on. But I think this would actually be a pretty fun thing to put in. You know how during the snow periods in GTA Online we can throw snowballs at each other and they inflict slight damage? Imagine we could do the same but with airsoft guns, running around and kind of using it like combat training. Next up, we have robbing delivery trucks, which on the surface sounds pretty ordinary and plausible, but don't you worry, we're gonna make this idea very dumb. So, you see a post-op delivery truck on the road and you steal it. You drive it to one of your lockups, garages, or whatever, and inside there's a bunch of packages. Someone's ordered a pair of fake sneakers from DH Gate, there's air fryers, there's a bunch of daily items, and now they're yours. So you hit up one of your contacts and you sell them for a very slight profit. We're talking the range of like $500 to $2,000. No more than that. This would be an awful way of making money. It's a pretty useless feature, but what it would accomplish is us being a complete nuisance and annoyance to the NPC population of Vice City. Someone's not gonna get their air fryer and they're gonna be upset because you sold it on the grey market for 150 bucks. Imagine the possibilities. But I will say this, delivery trucks are actually mentioned in the leaks, so there might be some sort of minigame that involves delivery trucks. Next, we need Jeremy Fragrance in the game. Now, if you don't know who he is, well...
Craft! Power! Strength!
He's a fragrance reviewer, influencer, and overall character. And he's the perfect example of someone Rockstar would put in their game. So this is not my idea because there's actually a petition to bring him into the game. I will leave it in the description and I urge you to sign it. It'll do nothing, but it's still funny. Jeremy Fragrance also makes sense because while he's German, he has lived in Miami and has made a lot of videos there. And a character like him would fit perfectly into the theme that Rockstar seems to have with GTA 6 and the world they're building, with a heavy emphasis on social media, where Jeremy Fragrance is widely known. So those were some of my more in-depth silly wishes. Now I'm just gonna fire off some quick ones that I haven't put too much thought into. Karaoke and multiplayer. So you head into a bar with your friends and there's a karaoke minigame. Since GTA 6 will most likely have a vast music library, the possibilities are almost endless. Mandatory car inspections. This is something that the RP crowd would probably love, but in the grand scheme of things, this would just be tedious. Imagine every 10 in-game days or so, you have to get your wheels and brakes and all that checked, and if you don't, your car will be flagged, and if a cop car sees you, you'll get a wanted level. This would suck, just be very annoying. And lastly, imagine we get snow during Christmas time like in GTA 5. Now, imagine we had skis. This might actually be my favorite idea. Imagine skiing around Vice City. It would be incredibly fun and a very unique way of playing GTA. You could ski around with your gun out and the possibilities are not endless, but there's a few possibilities at least. This would be even more fun if we had an area with a lot of hills, and Florida isn't really known to have that, but again, imagine the possibilities. And imagine the possibilities you have of leaving your silly wishes in the comments below. I'd love to hear them, and before I go, I'd just like to say thank you guys again for all the support, and welcome all the new subscribers on board. Yeah, it means a lot, thank you guys. I will be back soon.